Hello. So welcome to this lesson, which is called having a testing mindset. Um, as right-brained creators, we're used to going by our intuition and our feelings and our gut feeling, and that's great. And it can work well sometimes. But when you're doing marketing, you've really got to test. You've got to put on a testing hat, because you'll find that you can suppose certain things, you can guess, you can make assumptions about people, you can make all sorts of assumptions that actually in reality you find out actually don't work and actually cost you money as well. So you want to go by facts. You want to go by marketing is kind of a science, really. It's a process, and it is a process of testing that you've got to get used to. If you're just throwing random stuff out there and hoping it will stick, well, that's not going to work. This is why having a marketing plan is part of that testing strategy that you need. Marketing is really, you've got to learn by doing, you've got to learn by trying. It's a case of experimentation, really. So as I say, it's got quite a scientific kind of feel to it. So, in your marketing plan, this is where you can record your results, etc. You need real data. And why it's so helpful, and why you need to do this, why you need to put your testing hat on, you need to be a tester, is, for example, your audience. You may have an audience already, and you can start asking them questions. Don't assume you know all about them. Actually ask, listen to them, listen to what they are talking about. What are they thinking, feeling, saying, and doing? You can learn so much listening, asking questions, asking the question, what problem are you struggling with? Because as marketeers, we're basically, it's not what's in it for us, it's what's in it for our client. We're trying to find out what their needs are so that we can meet their needs and they can buy our product and our thing. So talking to real people is actually super helpful. Now, obviously, sometimes we get stuck as well with just one audience because we assume, we make an assumption again that there are no one else wants to buy our thing. We assume that the little pond of people that we're selling our thing to are the only people, when there could be a whole bigger audience out there who might be willing to spend more money as well that we haven't discovered yet. So testing is going to enable us as well to find out a completely brand new audience, for example. So testing as well can help us find the right platforms, the right tools. And the only way we're going to discover that is by trying different things. And measuring the results. So measuring the results so that we're not just trying different things and not, nothing to compare with. But, you might find Facebook works better for you, or maybe Instagram works for you. But you've got to also establish what do you mean by the word work. If you want sales is very much different from getting clicks and engagement, etc. So you've got to just decide on the metrics you're going to use to decide on your results, and this all goes in your marketing plan, your research. Finding this is really important. We'll talk about this later on, but in the course. But your actual marketing copy, so the actual adverts themselves. Well, your hooks, your headlines, your body copy, and your images. Well, you need to find out whether any of that's working. Is your message resonating with anybody? You can change things around and measure and test. Oh, that works better. More people clicked on that ad because they like my headline, or the image worked better. So you start, you want to start off with a baseline and compare it, compare different things to see what gives you the best results. And if you actually run Facebook ads, we're not going to talk about Facebook ads in this course particularly, but you can actually do this, live. You can actually measure the metrics. But you want to get into this testing mindset now, because this will really help you. So pricing as well, that's another one, isn't it? And maybe there's a few other things you can think about that you could test as well. So I'm just giving you a bit of a primer, a starter here. But pricing, people always ask you, say, well, how do I price my art? Now, there are guidelines, and we'll talk about that in the course. There are starting points, but no one can really tell you how to price your art, because it's a market dependent thing. So how do you find out whether your pricing is correct? By testing. You've got to put your stuff out there. You've got to, if you're not willing to take a risk and put your, step out there, it's not going to work for you. Marketing isn't instant success. It's a process, and testing takes time, doesn't it? You can't just get instant results. You've got to take the time to actually do the work, so that you actually know what whether you're fine tuning as well. That's what you're doing. You're fine tuning everything, so that when you get it right, that's when you begin to get the success. And just to finish with this, a little adage, which I think is really good, from Sherlock Holmes. He said this: when you've eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. So that's a really good maxim to finish off. That's what we want as marketeers, and we want to sell our work, we want to market our work. Then we've got to get into this testing mindset. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.